We start with breaking news this morning. Denver police were investigating a deadly shooting involving officers overnight. It happened around midnight off of 35th Avenue near Colorado Boulevard. Investigators say two groups were at the 7-Eleven there when they started arguing with each other, which escalated into gunfire between the groups. An officer in the area heard the shots, made it to the scene. Other officers arrived to find two people with gunshot wounds. One was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was taken to the hospital where they died from their injuries. One person is in custody and another is on the run this morning. If you know anything about this case, call police. We are sending a crew to the scene now to get some more information. Once they get there, we'll check in with them.
Yeah, let's talk about that area because right now we are seeing a heavy police presence and that area is blocked off for those heading out the door. So this is right near City Park, just on the east side of Denver. So this is right at the intersection of Colorado and 35th, like Corey just mentioned. So the northbound lanes actually just reopened about a minute ago. Southbound lanes continue to be closed. So this is between 35th and MLK. You're going to see, again, heavy police presence. And like Corey mentioned, we are going to send a crew there on scene. So right now, that is the only trouble spot that I'm tracking at the moment, that police activity. But if you're taking southbound I-25 between 144th down to 76, you're looking at an 8-minute drive. Same story for those taking Fort Collins or Highway 85. For those in Greeley, still in the green, not seeing, again, any delays this morning. So I do want to switch things over to our CDOT cameras real quick. A live look from I-25 heading south or northbound right near Colorado Boulevard.
And weather-wise for today, we're going to be talking about warmer conditions finally after a snowy and chilly weekend. 22 right now in Denver, and we'll warm up into the 40s for us today. Teens, 20s for the most part, Eastern Plains right now, and some single digits and below zero readings for us in the mountains. But as we head through the rest of the day today, we'll warm up into the mid-40s under sunsplash skies. Upper 40s for us here in Denver. Sunny, warmer, also light winds, so let that great melt begin. We picked about 4 or 5 inches of snow back on Saturday. You're going to start to melt off some of that for today. High temperatures running a few degrees above our average high of 45 for today in Denver. Most of the Eastern Plains a couple degrees above average as well. Radar right now pretty quiet, but you look at the next few hours and we'll be talking about some isolated rain or snow showers possible for us in the San Juans and maybe as far east as the Sangre de Cristos, but for the most part, it is an overall quieter look to that forecast. The melt begins. It's a warm week, but as we get into your Thursday, we're watching the potential for a storm off to our south. I'll have details on that for you in the next couple of minutes.
Chris, thank you. Nearly 50 people have been turned over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement after an Adams County drug raid over the weekend. The DEA says some of the people detained include suspected members of the gang Tren de Aragua.
9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live in studio. And Courtney, this all stems from a month-long investigation after a fentanyl bust in August.
Yeah, that's right, Corey and Jordan. The DEA says this is all the result of a long-term effort of pursuing people involved in trafficking fentanyl. The agency says of the 49 people detained, 41 were undocumented. The DEA shared photos and video of the raid on social media. People can be seen being taken away on buses with more than 100 law enforcement officers on scene. Special Agent David Oleski with the DEA Rocky Mountain Division says their raid broke up a TDA-affiliated gathering near 66th Avenue and Federal Boulevard early on Sunday morning. Agents seized drugs, weapons, and cash at the makeshift nightclub location in addition to arrests. Oleski says all of the people detained had some sort of connection to TDA, whether they were members themselves or associated with a member. He says federal agents had leads on TDA drug trafficking activity beginning in August. After several months, he says the DEA was able to obtain a search warrant for the building where the raid took place.
This affirms what we've been looking at with this organization dating back to last year. And so we're going to continue to pursue every angle of this organization investigation. It's ongoing, so I can't get into too much of the details of those individuals that we encountered today.
Oleski says this is still an active investigation. We could learn as early as today if any federal cases are filed against those who were detained. ICE, Homeland Security, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives assisted with the raid. The DEA says it also had support from the Adams and Douglas County Sheriff's offices. Live in studio, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Still a lot of questions to be answered in this one. Courtney, thank you.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration launched an immigration enforcement blitz in Chicago. The action includes several federal agencies that have been granted additional authorities to arrest undocumented immigrants. The focus is on enforcement, but others may also be detained. Acting Deputy Attorney Emil Bove was in Chicago Sunday. He says that the action will, quote, secure the border, stop the invasion, and make Americans safe again. On Sunday, ICE reports almost 1,000 arrests and detained more than 500 people. Right now, Douglas County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding this endangered kid, 15-year-old Joseph Nuzzi. Officials say that he was last in the area of Diana Drive and Olympus Circle, that is south of west of the Park Meadows Mall. Nuzzi is 5'6", 110 pounds, and last seen wearing a plaid blue jacket with jeans or khaki pants, black Nike shoes, and a black backpack. If you see him or you have any information, you are asked to call the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
Denver police say they have arrested a woman accused of stabbing a man on Saturday night. Police say it happened in an alleyway near Colfax and Grant just before 7:15 p.m. Police say the man and woman got into an argument, then the woman stabbed the man in the foot. He was taken to the hospital. The woman is being held on suspicion of second-degree assault. Right now, police haven't shared whether the two knew each other.
A man in the audience at a club sports track and field meet was killed during the weight throw event. This all happened at the University of Colorado Springs in Colorado. The meet took place at the Mountain Lion Fieldhouse Sunday morning. The school says that around 9:30, a weight thrown by one of the participants cleared protective barriers and was heading in the direction of a woman and her son. The husband then reportedly jumped up to protect the two, and the weight hit the husband. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
That individual happened to be in those bleachers right in front of that netting. I mean, it could have been anyone.
In a statement, the school said in a part that they are heartbroken at this horrible accident and are focused on supporting all involved.
Now let's take a live look right now at Washington, D.C. This morning, we're nearing the end of President Donald Trump's first week of his second term as president, and he's already done so much within his first week. One of those includes massive government changes. The president established the Department of Government Efficiency until July 4th of next year. It's led by Elon Musk and is in charge of recommending cuts in federal programs and spending. Trump is also making it easier to fire, demote, or reassign career senior executive service officials in the executive branch. He's also making it easier to fire federal workers. The executive order says federal employees and applicants must faithfully implement administration policies, and failure to do so is grounds for dismissal.
Trump is also leading efforts to put an end to diversity, equity, and inclusion, commonly referred to as DEI. He is giving executive branch departments and agencies 60 days to eliminate DEI programs. It also terminates a 60-year-old executive order setting anti-discrimination requirements for government agencies and contractors. Another action effectively put all federal DEI officers on immediate leave pending their elimination. Trump is also requiring that the U.S. government recognize only two genders, male and female, on documents including passports.
As far as the economy, Trump says he plans to have 25% tariffs on Canadian and Mexican goods as of February 1st, but has not signed such executive actions yet. He has begun a review of trade with China to consider new or increased tariffs. Trump also directed the Treasury and Commerce secretaries to examine causes of U.S. trade deficits and identify unfair trade practices and make recommendations, potentially including a global supplemental tariff.
South Korean prosecutors have indicted the impeached president on insurrection charges over his declaration of martial law. That move plunged the country into political turmoil. The president has denied any wrongdoing. He's been in police custody since being arrested earlier this month. He could face life behind bars or the death penalty if convicted. However, South Korea has not executed anyone in decades.
Today marks the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, a Nazi extermination camp in occupied Poland. As the largest and most infamous camp of the Holocaust, more than 1 million people were killed there alone. Mourners from around the world will remember Holocaust victims by reading their names, lighting candles, and visiting commemoration sites.